Hey everyone, it's Emily, one of the co-founders of True Faces. If you haven't met me already, I'm legally blind, and today we are celebrating Teacher Appreciation Day by sharing some of the positive stories of teachers who have had positive impacts on our lives. And we want to keep the appreciation going, so every Tuesday in May we'll be sharing a different story. Today we're going to start off with mine, and mine starts back in grade 6 for me. I had a teacher, and every day, first thing in the morning, we had fitness. It wasn't gym, it was fitness. He had all of this equipment, and it was so amazing to see kids actually do workouts instead of just your traditional gym games. And I already liked this already. I felt like I could participate. It was really cool. But that's not the story here. The story here is that this teacher took the time to have the CNIB, Canadian National Institute of the Blind, come to our school in our little town of 1,500 people, and they came and they taught him and some other educators how to play the sport of goalball. Now, if you don't know goalball, it is a blind sport for blind athletes. You have 3-on-3 teams where everybody's blindfolded and you throw a ball back and forth that has a bell in it. And so he went to this, he got taught how to play it, and he took that and he taught that to our entire class. So instead of teaching typical sports like soccer, basketball, things that I typically couldn't participate in with my sighted peers, he took that, found a sport that was specifically for me, and taught it to everybody else. Now, this not only made me feel included, but made me and my visually impaired community feel heard. These kids were learning about inclusion and adaptive sport before it was even felt relevant in their lives, and that was so special to me. And not to mention, he actually got funding for the equipment and got proper goalball equipment. So it wasn't like he was just, makeshift, oh, here's a ball, let's throw it back and forth. Like, he got the ball and then actually later donated it to me so that I could continue and go teach it around in the community, which is, he's allowed me to make a continuous impact on the lives of people, even after I've had him as a teacher, and that will forever stick with me. So to all of the teachers out there who go above and beyond for their students, especially with disabilities or any other challenges, you are heard. You are making an impact, and I want you to know that. So keep up every Tuesday this May to hear more stories like mine and say thank you to our teachers.
Hi there, my name is Taylor Gatto. I am a legally blind creator and True Faces ambassador, and I'm going to be sharing a little story with you today as we are celebrating Teacher Appreciation this month of May. So, a little bit of context. I went to a college that did not have the most supportive accessibility accommodations situation. It was very difficult for me as I went from a high school that I had all of the support and all of the things that I needed in place for me to an environment where everything was very confusing, nothing was organized, and I wasn't able to be supported the way that I needed. So it came time for me to write an exam, and I needed to write it in the test center because I typically would write my exams and tests outside of class. That is one of my accommodations, and I always do that. So I needed that, and I needed my test, my exam, to be enlarged. I needed the font to be larger because I needed to be able to see it. So unfortunately, these accommodations were not able to be met by the Accessibility Center, which is actually insane because that is not too much to ask of someone. And it doesn't matter how much I ask, because if you are the Accessibility Center, you are supposed to be supporting me this way. However, that is not what the story is about. The story is about the teacher that had supported me because of this. So I went to him, I was very comfortable with him, we had a good rapport, and I had said to him, look, this is all I need. What can we do to make this happen? Because I just want to write this exam and not have to worry about it. And he was so kind and set me up in the faculty offices in a small quiet room by myself with a test enlarged so I could see it, and gave me all the time that I needed to write the exam. Now, this is something that is super small, but it meant the world to me because it gave me a space, he gave me a space to be comfortable to write this exam, and do so the way I needed to do it. And he also was able to support me time and time again when it came to other exams. And I will always forever be grateful for that, throughout my college experience. And I don't know, but I would like to think that he himself probably felt rewarded or felt good about being able to support me in that way and make me happy, elated to be able to write an exam by doing something so simple and so small for me. So if you are a teacher watching this, support your students at whatever age. Be there for them no matter the situation. If accessibility services aren't doing it, be their rock, because you are there with them through that process. So thank you, teachers, for all that you do.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and my positive teacher experience started when I was in grade 10 and lasted all the way till grade 12 because I kept taking her classes because she was just an amazing teacher. This teacher in high school really changed my whole experience in high school for a few reasons. One of them, when in high school, I was going like every 3 months for hospital appointments at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, and she would help me with like changing due date assignments if I needed it. She would tell me to take breaks in class when my eyes got strained. But the biggest thing is she would do the accessibility and the accommodations I needed when other teachers wouldn't for other classes. I had one teacher who would never enlarge my homework and my work in class, and this teacher came and she said, well, if she's not, give it to me and I will for you. And that made it like, it was life-changing, and for her to like go out of her way to do that was incredible. This teacher, when I was in grade 12 and going into college, she also really encouraged me to start sharing my story, because I always hid being blind, hid all of my medical stuff, and never really told anyone because I was previously bullied. But she told me that me sharing my story could really change and help people like out there like me. While having this teacher in high school, she helped me so much, and I was able to graduate. And then also now I'm not afraid to advocate for myself. I'm not afraid to tell my story and to speak out to those who need help as well. I'm now a motivational speaker, and I think that she played a huge part in that, because she made me realize that my story isn't something that should be hidden. It should be something that should be told. And yeah, I'm very grateful for her.
Today, I'd like to take into consideration my teacher from Churchill Academy. Her name is Allison, and back when I was at Churchill, my old school, Churchill Academy, how can I explain this? I had to leave because I had needed to have a double lung transplant, and she was the only teacher I stayed in contact the whole year I was gone. So, like, me and her FaceTimed every week, every day actually, and she was always checking on me. She sent me stuff up from Halifax, I sent her back stuff, and I want to take into, like, I appreciate her for doing all that, because it gave me something to look forward to every single day, and I'm very thankful for that, because she was even there. Like, I was on FaceTime with her an hour before I had my transplant, and she was so excited, and she was actually one of the first people I called after transplant. I don't remember any of those conversations. That's okay. But I'd also like to take into consideration that teachers don't just have to include your school.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacqueline Yao. I'm visually impaired, and this is my teacher appreciation post. I would like to highlight 3 in particular teachers that I've had. The first teacher I would like to highlight is my preschool teacher, who I've known since I was 3 years old. Volunteered with her when I was younger, and she had no idea that I had a disability. It wasn't until after when she retired that I told her, and she was completely shocked. She had no idea, And she was just amazed of how much I accomplished throughout my years and how much I really helped her. And she really appreciated my help. As did I, as she was one of my inspirations when I was younger. And she helped me to become the educator that I am today. The second teacher I would like to highlight is my vision teacher, who I've known since I was 5 years old. She's been with me throughout high school and elementary school, and we really got to know each other. She's been a really big part of my life on how to advocate for myself. She's been able to step in when others don't understand what I see or how to help me. She's shown me many different equipments that I could use and that could be used in the future for myself. The third teacher I would like to highlight is my high school teacher. I was in his learning support program, or as we say, LSP, which means all the students in that class had a variety of disabilities. Jump a few years later, when I was in grade 12, when we had an elective called community service, I asked to be able to help his class, to scribe for the students during his lessons, to help them with any sort of advocating for themselves on how to help people understand how they are. I also really like to connect with those in his class. I just wanted to be a role model for them to look up to.